Yes, people. Welcome back to Normski TV. What's going on? I was going to say what's going on podcast. It's not the what's going on podcast. It's the match reaction. Forest nil, Arsenal nil. Forest nil, Arsenal nil. Game, set, and match. And well done, Liverpool. Listen, we knew it was over from time ago. Liverpool winning 2-0 against Newcastle. Szoboszlai and I think McAllister scoring the 2 goals for them. And yes, they go 13 points clear of us. Yes, they've got a game in hand, but what does it really matter? What does it really matter? We go into this game off the back of a loss against West Ham at home. And I was fearing the worst. I'm not going to lie, I was fearing the worst going up to Nottingham Forest. And, it was a thing of, well, when I saw the team sheet, and obviously the only change in there was Jorginho coming in for Partey. And I don't know why Arteta's decided to drop Partey for Jorginho. Now, it's probably said that obviously he wants more control in that midfield. And this is what it's all about. This season has been about control when it comes to Arteta's squad and the type of football that's being played. It's absolutely boring football yet again. I'm going to admit I did not see the first half. And to be honest, I didn't miss much. I came in, saw the second half because, as I said, I was doing my what's going on podcast with the lads, and so I missed pretty much the first half. But watched the second half, and to be honest, my daughter said didn't really miss much, Dad. It is what it is. We go into the game, and as I said, looking at our midfield and looking at Forest midfield, I know they've got a good midfield there with Gibbs, White. I was fearing the worst, and I'd gone with a match, a prediction of 1-0 to the Arsenal. That was just my heart saying that. My head was saying that possibly we'll end up drawing the game or losing it, and it's come out as a 0-0 draw, our 9th draw of the season. So we've dropped a lot of points, people. We have dropped a lot of points, and I'm not hearing any excuses, mate. I'm not hearing any excuses. It is what it is. The start of the season told us what we needed to know when it comes to this club and this squad and this manager. You didn't do the requirement by going in and buying a attacking player, striker, an attacking player to cover Saka, somebody to kind of cover Odegaard. Yet you go in and buy Moreno, again, starting up front, didn't offer nothing, and starting Calafiori, who's basically a liability when it comes to defending. Because I noticed and reading up on some of the match reactions that he was cooked a couple of times by Odsonne-Odoi, and at one point nearly gave a penalty away. Yes, going forward, he's good. As a matter of fact, from the clips that I've seen, he actually looks better going forward. He hit the post and wasn't classed as on target because we had 13 shots, guys, for the whole game and only 1 on target. For the first half, 0 shots on target. No creativity from our Captain Odegaard, Captain Hook, Captain Ghost of Guard, Captain Coward, whatever you want to name it. It's a very worrying time for Arsenal. Going forward in the future, it's going to be a very worrying time because we've got a squad of players and a team that is just not good enough at the moment. And that's down to the manager and the style of football that we are playing currently. You look at last season and the season before, what's changed? PTSD when it comes to Arteta. Don't want to lose a game, needs to control the game. That's why tonight he decides to drop Partey. even though we do not play at the weekend because it's the FA Cup weekend. Yes, we got kicked out the FA Cup, so we don't play. So why not play Partey? What was the point? What was the point? But this is the road that he wants to go down. He's turned around and said, when they've asked him about, giving up on the title, is that it? He said, no way. I won't stop, not over my dead body. But let me change that to, we won't stop, not over my dead excuses, people. This manager won't stop until it's over his dead excuses. Yeah. It won't stop, or we won't stop, not over my dead excuses. That's what he might as well say, because his excuses are dead. We've heard it all before, the red cards, the injuries. We knew this was all coming, people. Yeah. It's called preparation. And if you're failing to prepare, then you will prepare to fail. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And this is what's happening. It goes right back to the summer window. It goes, forget about this window just gone, because this is where top gooners are laying the blame at the foot of the owners. He had the money in the summer to do what he needed to do, and he didn't go out and buy the required players for the required places. And here we have it. He goes and gets Moreno, who now is playing up front, who was a number 6 playing as a number 9, didn't have no services yet again because Odegaard just didn't create. Yeah. He's bringing on Bart Simpson, Zinchenko as a number 8. Who knew? Who knew? After 3 years, he's bringing on Zinchenko as a number 8. Kieran Tierney comes on because Calafiori gets hooked. 45 minutes here, obviously got an early yellow card, and he gets hooked. This guy's buying players, a squad of players, especially our bench, is not good enough. And these players, you have gone out and bought them. And yet you won't use these players. And you wonder why you got players who are running to the ground that have got muscle injuries, because you do not trust your bench and the squad of players that you've bought. And so this is what it is. And if I don't know if you can hear in the background something spinning. Yeah, that's my washing machine. Yeah, that's my washing machine. Rinse and repeat. Right now it's spinning. Yeah, because all this man does is a spin doctor, man. All this man does is spin things. And when he spins things, the fans believe this rubbish. We won't stop, not over my dead excuses. This is Arteta. Forest 0, Arsenal 0. Liverpool, the elected champions. There's a possibility that we could end up doing a guard of honor for them. Our next game, obviously, there's no games this weekend for us, but our next game, I believe, is Man United away. They've just won the game, playing most of an hour down to 10 men, getting their new signing, Dogu getting sent off, and Harry Maguire nets them the winner, and they hold on to win that game 3-2 against Ipswich. Yeah, listen, Ipswich, but look, at one time, it was looking like it could have ended up being a draw. Ipswich did score first. But anyway, I'm not talking about Man United. But what I'm essentially saying is that them man was able to play with 10 men and get a result. Yeah? 10 men and get a result. Because when we got a result against Wolves, yes, we had Skelly sent off. But then in the 70th minute, Gomez, I think it was Gomez for Wolves, got sent off. And then Calafiori came on and scored in the 74th minute to make it 1-0. So at that point, we was level, 10 on 10. So I don't want to hear the excuses about red cards and mitigated circumstances and the ball, the shape of the ball, whatnot, the length of the grass, whatever it is. Yes, I've chucked that in, even though it's not true, but I'm going to chuck it in because I like to spin things. Just like Arteta spin things, I'm going to spin things. Look, when you look at the stats, we, as I said, we had 13 shots and 1 on target. We had over 500 plus passes to their 300 and odd passes. So listen, we can have all the possession we want. If we do not create and we can't break them down, then it's a major problem, people. It's a major problem. Not only that, some brutal conversations were had with Nuno De Santos, and he was saying, basically, he was asked about the tactics, and he was looking at the threat of Arsenal, and Martin Keown asked him the question about whether why did you notice when they played in a game where it was 7-0, they deployed 5 in midfield, I believe it was, but in this occasion they only deployed 4. So let me just read this quote and what was said in this conversation just quickly, because Nottingham Forest manager Nuno Espirito Santo made it very clear he felt he could change his tactics against Arsenal. This is what you're talking about, proper coach that knows about tactics and how to change, because all Arteta does is play 4-3-3, doesn't know any other tactics. He can't change from that. That's all he knows, people. Yeah? He says he could change his tactics against Arsenal on Wednesday night because of their lack of a striker. Yeah? And obviously it goes on to say that the Gunners have an awful injury crisis at the moment, with all Kai Havertz, but Saka, Gabriel Jesus, and Martinelli out with long-term injuries. And he was asked this question by Martin Keown. And Martin Keown kind of looked a little bit taken aback, because at the end of the day, this is a coach that knows tactics. And so he didn't need to deploy 5. He said because they were short, because they had a striker, they were short in the midfield because he had a striker playing up front. So they didn't need to deploy 5 people in midfield, so to speak, or play system, whatever it is, 4-3-2, whatever it was. I'm not going to go into it, but that's essentially that was the honesty and brutal honesty of what Nuno was able to observe about Arsenal. And because we're so predictable as a team, because we're so predictable as a team, because we play the same system, we can't break down mid blocks, low blocks. We can't, because it's the same around football, pragmatic football, side to side. Wholly for passes, wholly for possession, but leads to nothing. You've got Martin Odegaard, who's meant to be our captain, the one that will go in and change it. Again, he's gone missing. He's gone missing. And as I was looking at some of the player ratings, and if I could just find that, I did see it just a minute ago. I think I've lost it now, but you know, the ratings for the players were not brilliant. Let's just see if I can find it. Just 2 secs. Player ratings. Is it this one? No, I can't find it. But look, here we go. Yeah, here we go. So just quickly, this is what OneFootball gave as a ratings for each player. Raya, they gave Raya a 6 because they basically said that he didn't really have much to do apart from saving a Chris Wood shot. Ewan Timber 7 had his best moments when Forest were attacking down the flank, very strong. William Saliba made a brilliant tackle. I saw that tackle, last-ditch tackle on Wood, denying him a goal-scoring opportunity. Gabriel, again, solid performance, largely untroubled. Ricardo Calafiori, good going forward, but he almost gave away a penalty. And not only that, I think he got a yellow card early in the game for pulling back Austin Adoye. So he had to get hooked. Martin Odegaard, struggling for form at the moment, tried to get on the ball, make things happen, but could not open up Forest. So he's still having his struggles. They gave him a 6. I would have probably given him lower. Jorginho just came on to just control the game. I won't say came on. He started the game. And that's what Arteta wants from him, just to control the game. Thomas Partey, came on. But why? I don't know why he was left on the bench. I don't know why he was left on the bench. Declan Rice just continues to run up and down, and that's what he does because he can't really progress the ball well. He ends up getting a 7 for them. This is their ratings. I'm not even giving the ratings. As I said, I didn't see the whole of the games. And even when Neri got a 6, he said he looked lively at points and had some bright moments, especially in the first half. Went at his fullback as much as he could, but he got replaced by Sterling. And let me tell you something about Sterling. Just before I tell you, let me just tell you Mikel Moreno's score. He got a 5, tasked with playing as a team's number 9 again. Had a header from a corner. That was the only shot on target, and it was saved by the keeper. Lissandro Trossard ended up getting a 5. Like the rest of the Arsenal take, he was largely quiet, struggled to get into the game and made an impact. Substitutions. Kieran came on. They gave him a 7. Zinchenko came on for Jorginho. Gave him a 6. Raheem Sterling came on for even, not applicable. Thomas Partey, not applicable. But let me go back to Raheem Sterling. A ball was played to Raheem Sterling. He picks the ball up and he starts running for. He gets to the 18-yard box and stops and falls over. Nobody touched him. Because at first, when I saw it, I thought, oh, he's been tackled and he's going to get a free kick. No, the referee gave it the other way. That man literally stopped, people, and fell over. But this is who Arteta has brought in the summer, deadline day. Deadline day. He said, as soon as I heard what he wants and what he said over the phone, I knew he was right. I knew this is the person that can change things for Arsenal. Get out of here. Change what for Arsenal? I'm going to go and get the best out of this guy, or you haven't seen the best of me. No, we haven't seen the best of you, Sterling. We've seen the worst of you, unfortunately, mate. And it's all down to Arteta. Because you pick these players, because you have the last say. You and Edu. No wonder Edu's disappeared, mate. Vinay disappear. The whole business, that's what I'm going to call it, a business. The whole Ponzi scheme is falling apart, people. It's absolutely falling apart. And in the very words of Mikel Arteta, or Mikel Fraudteta, we won't stop, not over my dead excuses. And people, that's what it is. It's absolutely dead excuses that we're hearing from this manager, from the owners. Well, you don't really hear from them. Silent Standard, don't really hear from them. Josh, let's get excited. Let's get excited. Get out of here. And the fans, the top fans, lap this rubbish up and are willing to give this guy another season, Oh, let's give him the money in the season, the new season. To do what? You didn't do nothing in the summer. So what are you going to do now? Sesko. How's Sesko going to get us over the line? You see, Man City, they're 7 points behind us. I'm telling you now, yeah, we could be falling down and ended up this season finishing 3rd or 4th. Yeah, we'll probably still stay in the top 4, but we're going to probably finish 3rd or 4th or 5th and make the Champions League, and that's what the owners want. That's what the owners want. As long as Mikel gets them Champions League, all right, Jack, it's all right. Well done to Liverpool. Phase 1, phase Klopp, whatever you want to call it, is coming, taking over a team, managed them, got the best out of them. Gravenberch got the best out of them. Szoboszlai got the best out of them. Salah breaking all kinds of records. And now they're their champions-elect. And we could be doing a guard of honor in a couple of weeks' time. Because, brother, we ain't doing nothing going forward with these IT solutions in Mikel Moreno. You know what? I'll tell you what, I'll give you another IT solution. Start California up front. Seriously, start him up front. But anyway, people, I'm out of here. Please hit the like button, subscribe and share if you are new. On to the next game. We go again, FC.